Welcome to Mint Views. The topic for discussion this morning is a statement made by a famous investor called Mark Mobius. Now, he advises everybody to buy gold. Buy gold at any level, he says. Now, this is interesting. He describes the long-term prospects of gold as up, up, and up. And the basic reason for this, he says, is that money supply will be up, up, and up. You just buy it, you hoard it, you expect capital appreciation. This seems to be a global phenomenon. Anant, what do you think? Is this a reflection of the anxiety we're experiencing worldwide?
Yes, partly I think that is the case. But I think there is a broader concern that he seems to be expressing over here. What had happened in the past few decades, dollar seemed to have become the anchor for the currencies globally. And his comments seem to be suggesting that there is a shift taking place in that fundamental truth that the global economy had experienced. How that is happening is because we see that the US is continuously looking at easy money policies to ensure that their economic growth remains strong. This would create competitive devaluation across the world. With other countries, China, for instance, has followed up. This would create a flood of liquidity in the global markets, which would change the anchor from the dollar.
It seems that we are entering a phase where there might actually be currency wars in the sense of competitive currency devaluations. There seems to be uncertainty in the world, trade wars, etc. Do you have something to say, Shrija?
But do you think that the US is deliberately giving up on its strong dollar policy? Or is it the fact that the US is currently undergoing a cyclical slowdown in its growth?
Well, it could possibly be a response to the cyclical phenomena that we have in America. The yield curve is inverted, the recession seems to be looming. But still, as a policy stance, and I think by and large the assumption being made by financial markets is that the great big strong dollar policy seems to be coming to an end. Shrija, something?
So interestingly, there's also the perception that with the rise of digital currencies like Bitcoin, investors might detract from the traditional gold. But Mobius makes an interesting point in the sense that he says that this rise in digital currency will actually spur investors to park more money into gold. So how does that play out? I mean, what would be your thought on
That's an interesting
fact?
point. He has also described cryptocurrencies as psychocurrencies because they're based on faith. Every currency in some sense is based on faith, or at least the backing of a government. Cryptocurrencies don't even have that. I think he's, in that sense, a believer in the fundamental intrinsic value of scarcity. This is all about scarcity. You see, printed money does not have scarcity if you keep printing it. You can actually debase a currency simply by printing lots and lots and lots of it, right? So if you decide that you just want to run the printing presses overnight, you find that the currency actually gets devalued, which is why currencies used to be anchored in gold at one time. And in 1971, under President Nixon, the US gave that up. Now we simply rely on the fact that we hold central banks responsible not to do that. But what if central banks decide that they're no longer responsible? I think what Mobius is saying is pointing to or betraying very, very deep anxieties in the world about which way the entire financial architecture of the world is headed in the post-Bretton Woods scenario.